You guys have no idea how good this feels. Now, maybe you do. Like if you store your car for the wintertime and it's 2-3 months before you get back into the car, that's kind of how I feel right now. My car's really essentially been down for 2 months. I've driven it once since the pit race thing at the beginning of November. A lot of servicing and things like that I had to do behind the scenes. More that you're going to see in future uploads. But I got my car back and I'm ready to go just in time, because as we talked about on Tech Tuesday, and oh my gosh, is this becoming a thing already? What a fun thing it's going to be. The Autocross at NCM Motorsports Park on Saturday, January 17th. You could drive your car unlimited runs for $50 in Bowling Green, Kentucky. I want you to join us. Come watch us if you want to, but bring your car, come out there and just do it, practice, and start to learn and appreciate the finesse and the abilities of this car. Increase your skill set and have a lot of fun. We had talked to Corey at Paragon Performance. In case you missed it, we did a shorts video here on the channel yesterday. I guess they hired a new guy named Chance, and he is a SCCA national champion. And I was told that I don't know how to drive autocross, and Chance wants to come and compete with us and show me his new national medal that he won. And I said, well, that's really cute. Ask him, Corey, if you would please, if he wants me to bring the 5 trophies that I won in autocross from last October. This is going to be a great time. Again, that reverse psychology is to get you out there just to experience other things you never thought possible in your car and how much fun you can actually have. Join us January 17th at the NCM Motorsports Park. I'll put a link in the very first comment down below if you want to pre-register. Again, it's $50 all day, man. Don't know how to drive autocross. Hey, I hope to learn something from the guy, but I hope to kick his butt. Hey, got a potential 2 videos for you guys this Sunday on Coffee with Conti. If you would also, too, leave a comment down below. Which video would you like to see? I just referenced the NCM Motorsports Park Track Day hosted by myself and Paragon. Would you like to see those highlights, or would you like to see the 2 different stripe package cars that I have here in stock? I finally got that Blade Silver Z06 with the asymmetrical package, and I have the Blade Silver. I got a little bit of sun that's starting to come out. I haven't had any weather that I could film this car. The Blade Silver with the Santorini blue interior and the custom blue stripe that we made. Would you like me to feature those 2 cars on this Sunday show? Let me know in the comments down below. I appreciate that, guys. Now, you guys saw the thumbnail for today's video, and exactly, I want you to listen, not necessarily watch. Although Rob did a great job bouncing the cameras from 3 different angles on the Paragon Podcast. I was an honored guest on that show again, in our continued efforts of sharing more great, fun things that we did in 2025. I hope you enjoyed today's upload. I look forward to talking to you soon.
All right, crisp, cold, crisp Dr. Pepper. Well, with that, hello, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Paragon Performance Podcast. This is episode number 3. I've got myself and Corey here, and our very special guest here today, the man, the myth, the legend himself.
You know I hate it when you say that. Oh my
the
goodness.
Rick Corvette Conti.
And we have... No, see, I used to be in radio. I got to be in charge of the board.
You know, I just found out this has the sound effects on it. So,
you guys have been so good to me, and this is a lot of fun. This reminds me back when I used to be in radio. Can I tell a quick story to start your show?
That'd be fantastic.
I was going to tell you before we went on, but yeah, I remember my first radio station before I moved to the second. I had a great rapport with all the salespeople and all the on-air staff. So, I was a local guy, and I was moving from Michigan to Ohio, and you had a rotation, you had to play, which I broke the rules a little bit, but you would think that I really broke the rules. So we're having a pizza party inside on the air my last night, and everybody's in there and up on rotation. I'll never forget it. It was Bryan Adams' Heaven came up in the playlist. So I played the song, but if you flip the 45 over, it's the same song, but the live version. So I play it, and we're doing that, and I get ready to the next thing, and here comes my program director, Mike Wheeler. comes driving in. He's listening to the last show. What do you think? You can do whatever you want? You're the last day of the show. And he takes the thing on. He goes like that. And he keys the 45. He goes, you won't do that again? And I go, yeah, that's right. It's my last night. I said, you gotta settle down, psycho. It's like, wow. It just, that was
And that's
crazy.
why Rick quit radio.
No, it wasn't. No, I went to another station. He had great successes. Got sued from the Pittsburgh Pirates. That was fantastic.
What a way to go out, right?
Right.
What a career.
I was all excited. I thought, man, everybody's happy for me. What's wrong with this guy? I was like, okay, well, hey, have a good night.
All because it was a live version.
Yeah, and I did go back on and I said something to him. I don't remember what I said, but I did. Because I'm just a little bit of a smart aleck, so I just, took a little shot. So, yeah, and here we are today.
Okay,
that's
all
right. So thanks for the opportunity to reminisce.
Yeah, absolutely. So that kind of makes sense then, transitioning from, doing a lot of radio into what you do now. A majority is YouTube and social media then.
Sure. But not the better part of my career has been that, though. That's just been the last, 6-7 years, and really probably the last 5 trying to figure out a format and what I'm doing, because I really didn't, I'm still learning and I didn't really understand. I was just doing videos and talking and it worked and I got response, but it just, I'm a marketing guy too. So I was like, okay, if you're going to do this, don't be so sloppy. Let's actually have some structure. Let's have some focus. And I really dial that in, but I'll still be me and I still got to be real. And I think that people appreciate that they're not watching something that's forced or it's fluff, that it's real, it's authentic. And sometimes I have to bite my lip, which is hard for me to do because I'm very comfortable talking to the audience, talking to my customers. Now, off air, we have some real conversations.
We have some pretty good, candid conversations.
We have some raw Ricky, baby. That's all I got to tell you.
NCM Bash, and we're eating at Tony's at the embassy, and we can just talk. And it's some great conversation to be had. Nothing that would be proper for the air, I would say.
No, not at all.
It's just nice for me individually, and working with content creators as a whole. You do have ones that, and they teach this in GM, that go on stage.
Right.
And the Rick that I see on the camera and the Rick that I see off the camera is essentially the same person.
I appreciate that.
That's something you don't usually see, because I've had a lot of people that are pretty numb, kind of down to earth, but then the second a camera gets put on them, they chipper up and they fake it. It's like, just be yourself.
Yeah, everything changes.
It's okay. Just be yourself.
Yeah, everything changes. No, I really want to be myself. I really enjoy the connection to the community. And it's been another way for me to market myself, but also market my customer. And really, truly what my intentions always was when I got into the car business is to really signify how special this car is. And I had a website that I really need to get back up. I enjoyed that, another way to touch base and communicate. But the YouTube was so immediate. Even though I called one of my buddies in Michigan, I called Pete and I said, hey, that's how he and I met. I met a lot of people through YouTube that become great friends and customers, what have you. But I said, man, I had to spend 6 hours editing a video. And he goes, yeah. And I go, I don't know if I can do this. But it was just the reaction from the audience is like, well, wait a minute. I think there's something to this.
Yep.
And I enjoy that creative outlet. I'll still get silly, do things, and I'll find unique ways to talk about a subject or market something that nobody else will do. And I'm hoping that it gets somebody's attention and they also can relate to it. And, I'm not young like Rob or you. So, I mean, most of my audience is mature and we can relate to our upbringings and our focus and work ethic that sometimes is lacking, although you're the exception from the rule. I mean, you really work hard. You're very, very strategic.
Don't stroke his ego too much.
Well, okay. Well,
but no, he's all right.
You don't see that. But for me, I think that's important in today's society. Take cars out of the equation, So I've always applied that to anything that I've ever done, that I always wanted to do well at it. And getting into the car business without making this too much about me was never on the table for me. It was a fluke, dude. 100% fluke. I was in radio. Star was on the rise. Had a lot of good things going on, and got divorced, and then got into the car business. And it was tough. And she took the car, the only car we had. So I'm in the news, really truly looking at the newspaper. Free car. Let me try this car sales thing out. I needed a car, and that's how I got into it. Wow. And then I quit. I didn't know what I was doing because All the bosses wanted me to say this structured canned lines that you get at every dealership. If I could, you would you? What's it going to take to put this deal together today? Like, huh? I'm not saying that's stupid. I'm not saying that. I'm the sales manager. You do what I tell you to do. And I'm like, okay, I don't really do well with micromanage. So 9 months of the year, I was only there 9 months, and I was the number one salesperson. Didn't have a clue what I was doing. Took out the number one guy 16 years. And it was really just about having real conversations with customers. And it just wasn't fun for me selling Pontiacs, you know. I mean, I like the Grand Am GT. That was cool, the Bonneville SSEI and all that stuff. You know, a lot of folks watching right now say, I remember those cars, But then I went to quit. Oh, I did quit. And then my direct sales manager knew of my background. And he says, well, you got to do something like a specialty. And I said, this car business thing, I just don't know. He goes, no, man. He goes, people really like you. I go, well, I would need to do something like a specialty. He goes, well, I got a buddy who works at a Chevy dealership. I said, yeah, I like Corvette. And they were the number one Corvette dealership in the state of Ohio. So I went in there, and we talked about this on my channel recently. It was funny, and I met with Mike, and I'm like, hey, I put my arm around him. I'm like, well, I needed a job, okay? Now I had a new baby that was 3 months old. No job, no money. It's like, no car. Kind of needed this gig, so I'm going to be serious about it. It's like, I think I could be the Corvette guy. And I went in, and before the interview, and I didn't tell this in my 30-year anniversary recap of my first sales manager, I actually went into that store as a customer first. Okay. Did some recon. Tried to buy a car.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
You want to learn about the car business? Go try and buy a car. Nobody knew who I was. I was trying to buy a car. I did that at other dealerships, but this one specifically because I was going to work there. And I saw, there's 27 salespeople at the time. That's how it was. It's much more streamlined now in most dealerships because of the internet and because some people just don't enjoy working 60, 70 hours a week. But I went in there going, wow, they really got something going on, big facility, and I wanted to be the Corvette guy. And I told my sales manager I wanted to be the Corvette guy. I typed up all this nice presentation, stuff like that, immediately grabbed it and threw it over the side. And I'm like, oh, you're just like, wait a minute, I just spent days on that.
Yeah.
We talked, said I could have the job. I couldn't. It was funny because he said I couldn't have a demo because I had to be there 6 months was the policy. Back then, every salesman got a demo. Now it's just management and stuff like that. But back then, everybody got a demo, and I'm like, oh crap, I really need a car. And I said, well, I was the number one salesman at Jacksonville Pontiac. He goes, oh yeah, that's right. Okay, you get a car.
You got your car and you got a job.
Yeah, so it worked out.
Yeah, it worked out, and really worked hard. Truth be told, I don't think I've ever told this on my channel. I really didn't know. And it's funny because people, I pride myself on being knowledgeable, but people come to me for feedback and knowledge on the car. When I started in the business, dude, I didn't know how to open the hood of a C4 Corvette. Nobody taught me diddly. Take an initiative, which is, again, something that you don't see too often. But really, I was taking it serious. I was reading owner's manuals. I was going to Corvette events. I was going to Corvette clubs and really studying the culture and the car and figured out right away. And I was watching other people come in and being greeted by other salespeople and watching their reactions. Oh, hi, Mr. and Mrs. Cupcake. How are you today? Oh, yes, it's my first sales job. And they're like, you got to be kidding me. I just saved for 30 years to get this car, and I got the new guy. I thought, man, there's a need for a specialist in this. And I didn't want to be in the car business. I thought if I'm going to be in the car business, it's going to be, and I was at a big dealership that had a lot of Corvettes, I'm going to sell only Corvette. And to this day, I'm the only guy that is focused on that. There's some other big volume Corvette salespeople, but they sell a little bit of everything. Yep. But my focus, day in and day out, I literally breathe this car, the lifestyle, the culture, the pitfalls, anything. I'm immersed in Corvette nonstop. I mean, I'll get up in the middle of the night, back what I used to do in radio now, and I'm writing notes down to myself so I don't forget if you had creative ideas and things like that. I'm now thinking about the YouTube channel, how to grow that, how to connect and bring good content. A couple of my buddies told me the same thing. Say, hey, Rick, don't worry about doing so much content. Worry about the quality of content. Okay, quality, not quantity. So that's important. So it's evolved into a career I never thought I'd have, but it's a car that I've always loved since I was a kid. Can I tell my kid story?
Absolutely.
He's like, man, I turned this microphone on.
Hey, well, that's what you're here for.
My first exposure to Corvette, and I didn't even know it was Corvette, and it's so cute knowing where I'm at now. So I'm 30 years in, and I'm far from over. I'm 60 years old, and hoping I can do this another 10 years. If I'm here 10 years, I mean, I'll probably die at my desk. I'm just a workaholic idiot by nature. But I was like 9 or 10 years old in Lincoln Park, Michigan. My Uncle Jim used to buy Mach 1 Mustangs like every other year, and it was a big deal to be washing it out in the driveway. And I thought it was cool to wash the car, And he told me this years later. I'm washing the car. And then I would stop washing the car because the cat down the street's cruising in a Corvette. And he goes, dude, this is crazy. He goes, you stopped and he goes, and I was mad at you because you weren't looking at my Mustang. You were looking at the guy driving down the street in the Corvette. He goes, you were in love with this car and didn't even know what it was as a kid. So it was just a natural attachment to this car. So yeah, it all makes sense.
I've got a similar thing. We used to have, it was called, I don't want to call it Piggly Wigglies because that's like a grocery store.
I lived in Wisconsin. I know what they are.
So you know what Piggly Wigglies are. But there was, I can't remember, it was Pig something here locally in Des Moines. It was like a Sonic, essentially.
Okay.
It was like old school diner. You could go in for a burger and a shake and fries. And now they do it at Bennigan's, but they would do a Wednesday night car show.
Okay.
And as a kid growing up, I didn't know anything about cars. I just knew they were cool and I liked cartwheels. But with my lack of knowledge, anytime we'd go to a car show, and Dad would always take us there because it was free entertainment, would be looking on the inside of the car and looking at the gauge cluster, and however fast the gauge cluster was, that's how fast the car could go. And the Corvette was always the fastest car. So I always told Dad, I'm like, see that Corvette? Yeah, I'm like, the fastest car here. And then he tries telling me about speed limitations, and I was like, no, it says it on the dash. That says 220. All the other ones say 180. That Corvette, I think it was C4, that's the fastest car here. So it was just funny that as a kid, I always acknowledged that. And then years and years and years later, here I am now. Yeah. So, Rob, did you have any connections with Corvette that were unforeseen, untold?
Not really. Honestly, growing up, I, believe it or not, wasn't super into cars. I mean, I appreciated them. I liked them. I knew, some of the different models, Corvette, Mustang, Camaro, that kind of stuff, Lamborghini, but was never really interested in them, I guess probably until college. College started kind of getting into them, and started having to work on my, I think it was a 98 Lexus. So I started learning how to work on cars a lot more, and I was like, man, this is a piece of junk, and start looking at newer stuff, and like, oh man, I wish I had that one. But
dude, you've got a C8 Z06, and there's guys still dreaming about getting that car. So
yes.
how did that ever come to be?
I just working hard, obviously, like you said, kind of having a vision. When the new Stingray came out, I saw that, and I was like, I'm like, that's the one I want. I know that's the car for me.
C8R.
Yep. Yeah. I'm like, I want the Corvette. So
that's cool.
Just dedication, kind of, printing pictures and hanging them up on the wall where I could see it every day and, remember what you're working towards. And, very blessed to have to pinch myself every once in a while to remind myself it's real. But
yeah, well, you and I had that. We posted on social a couple weeks ago where we both had our friend Gustavo's there with the Silverado. I had my E-Ray out. You had your Z06 out. And I think we just washed it or something. You're like, oh, did you ever think we'd be 31 and 26 or 7?
6.
I always think you're 25 still, but 26. You ever think we'd be this age and washing our Corvettes together, and we go to the house and we back them in and dry them off, and we're like sitting back, and I was like, this is a moment that you and I are going to look back on in 20, 30, 40 years. And
oh, sure.
Like, do you remember that one time we're in our house with our 2 very first ever Corvettes? Mm-hmm. And it was just, it was one of those, like, I didn't realize it'd be a core memory moment, but I was like, we're going to remember this and look back on this picture. And it was just really, really cool.
That's the special thing about Corvette is the memory aspect, because all of us growing up, you always would see either friends, neighbors, coworkers, relatives talk about the memories or watch them creating memories around that car. Now we're doing that. It's really special. It really is.
Yeah.
So, speaking of memory, you've been in the industry for 30 plus years.
Yes, sir.
I've been in the overall dealer industry since right after high school. You've been in it for going on 4 years. And we cannot pick a favorite memory by any means necessary, but what is a memory that really, if I say, hey, what's one of your favorite Top Core memories? What sticks out? What comes to your mind first?
Gosh, you guys with these questions, we need some show prep.
No, Rick got here about an hour ago and we said, oh, by the way, we're filming a podcast. So.
And I actually, this question was diverted in a different way when I was on the Brink of Speed Octane Hour a couple of months ago. And I really wanted to bring it. We started going into the morbid, memories, and I didn't want to do that. But I mean, that was the emotional part of the car. But I think one of the, if not the best memory, has got to be one that was done here at your place a couple of years ago.
I have a feeling you and I have the same one.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. We've got a great car guy friend, and then it blew me away. He called me and says, "Hey, I want to buy a car for my parents." Like, what? I mean, to be able to do that was so significant. I thought it was cool. And then we made it an event here, unveiled it right out there.
Yep.
And she missed the point of what Michael said. This is not from me. It's for you, not from, for me, for you, or however we worded it.
It's not for me, it's from me for you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. And the dad caught it, and he didn't know what to say. David just kind of shocked and kind of just all excited. Oh, it's just a beautiful car. It was cool because his parents are also into cars, so that makes it really cool.
Yep, and then they had the plaque, love you, mom and dad.
Oh, yeah. And then when she found out it was for her, I mean, so that was, that always has to be one of the top three memories. There's no doubt about it. But again, oh, goodness sakes, to pull something out beyond that, it would be really hard because every delivery moment, and those are the things I share on my channel, the send-off Pat things, and listening to the stories of the people and listening to them and their upbringing and their passion for the car. It really means a lot for me to be a part of that. So I'm a part of their history now, and I take that so serious. I really take it serious. Being at different events for Chevrolet reveals and things like that over the years has just been neat because I feel like, hey, I'm connected to that. I'm part of history. I was there before the public got to see that. Just cool stuff like that. It just felt good. Just anything I have to do with this car, and now taking it another level to the driving aspect. We did a video a while ago on my channel, you and I, talking about tracking, and excited that Paragon's sponsoring the track day we're doing at the NCM Motorsports Park coming up in October. But this is something I never thought I would do with, let alone I've always wanted to have a car, but I got 4 kids. So when I got my car, I wanted to cherish it and just, baby it and take it out on nice days and all. It's like, no, man, I waited too long to have this car. They already have one Corvette museum, and there's not going to be one started in my driveway. I'm driving this car.
Amen.
And then starting the tracking and just really, not going to compete, but just to have fun. Things I've never thought that I would do. So any involvement with this car really is a significant memory for me. There's no doubt about it, man.
Yeah, so the memory we talked about was definitely, that's the first one that always comes to mind.
That was great.
Which I knew going into it with the plan and the surprise and everything and flying everybody in. I was like, oh, I know this is going to be special. But the one event that I didn't know that was going to be special involved the two of you, and Rob kept hyping it up and hyping it up and hyping it up. And I was like, dude, it's not going to mean anything to me, and it ended up being the complete flip side.
Your delivery?
Taking delivery of my car.
That'd be up there too, bro.
So I've owned a lot of new cars, and not that I don't appreciate and like the E-Ray and like the memories and everything, but to me, prior to this, I was like, it's just a car. I'm going to have it for a year or two, and I'm going to sell it. I'm going to not forget about it, but I'm going to move on to something else. So Rob had been asking me for like the prior 30 days because we took delivery early December.
Right.
And he's like, oh, are you getting excited? I said, no, not really. Like, it'll come when it comes. And then I got Dan the contact.
Right.
And then the day it was on the assembly line, like he sent me a picture and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And I sent it to Rob, and I see Rob's face just light up, like exciting for me.
It's a big deal. This is your creation.
Cool, yeah. I'm like, you can see it. It's being built, man. I'm like, that's pretty exciting.
So I'm like, I was like, it's cool. But like, I've been to the plant. I've seen this. It's not a big deal at all. Then like 17 hours later, he sends a picture of it being pulled to the paint inspection bay. I was like, oh, cool. Car's done. All right, well, this is kind of happening, but it still didn't make me excited. So then my wife and I fly out, and we're sitting in the airport lounge waiting for Michael to come in because we all drove together. And I pull up, and I was like, I know they have cameras and they have that delivery bay. I was like, I've never looked at them.
Sure. I
was like, what are the chances mine are out? And I look, and I'm looking through the cameras, and I see it. I'm like, that's my car.
Right.
So then I'm just sitting there like watching it. So then I texted a picture or texted the link to everybody. And then, my mom and dad and everybody's like, hey, who's standing by your car? And I'm like, I don't know. It's just public. So I took a picture like, oh, you're a Corvette owner when you start like watching your car in the delivery bay, but it didn't hit me yet. I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to go pick up my car and move on. So we had dinner that night. And the next day we get to the museum. I think the delivery was set at 10 or 11. And we get there at 9 and, see the car and like, yeah, cool. It's there. It's real. This is awesome. How are we going to plan this out and everything? And Chris was there. He's like, hey, I know I'm not going to teach you anything on this car. Just let me know when you want to sign papers.
Right.
So go do the museum tour with Steven and Michael and everybody. And then go into the gift shop and trying to pick out a thing for my wife. Cause like, hey, you got to have a Corvette something. We can't leave here without you having a Corvette thing. She's like, it's not a Blackwing. I don't want it. I'm like, well, you're going to buy something. So I got her a hoodie and there's a couple guys kind of lingering around and I could tell they're looking at me and I was like, hey, finding anything good in the store? And he's like, yeah, I wanted to come here and say hi and been watching you on the channel with Paragon and Rob and Conti, it's just really cool. And I said, oh, I appreciate it. What brings you in? And like, oh, we flew in to be here for you. I was like, you flew in?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was like, it's a Friday in December. Why are you flew in for this?
People came from all over, dude.
So I'm like, all right. So I talked to the first guy and then there's another guy behind him. So I was like, hey, I think this guy's here for me. So he left, talked to the second guy, wife left. And I was in there for like 20 or 30 minutes. And then finally, I think somebody grabbed me like, hey, we're getting close to delivery time. Dan had the special gift that both you and I have.
Yeah, he's the guy that works at the assembly plant.
Correct.
Right.
So had that planned. And it was just kind of going through the motion and everything. And then at one point, we both cried together over the gift and, and everything. It was just so special. And then I turned around and I saw everybody there and I gathered and say, hey, if you're here for the E-Ray delivery to Conti and I, please stand behind the car. I'd like to grab a photo. And then seeing everybody just huddle behind the car and I look around the delivery bay, I'm like, everybody's here for this.
Yeah.
Huh. So that
cool,
was
man.
something, that's when it hit me.
Yeah.
And choked up, still choking up now. And I was like, all these people took the time out of their day, their life to fly in, drive in, and just to support the overall delivery from a fellow Corvette owner.
Right.
And that's something and I don't have experience, but I think if you were to do that with Lamborghini or Porsche or Ferrari or any other higher end car manufacturer, I don't believe the community would come together as a whole to support that of that level.
No, that's
because at the end of the day, I am a nobody in the big picture, but they're just acknowledging and recognizing Paragon Performance, Rob of the Z06,
Man.
Conti Corvette. They're just acknowledging on that and wanting to give support, do the delivery, go over to the track event. That was even busier.
Yeah.
And I'm standing on the top of their building looking at everybody and everybody's just having a blast and it was just something I sat back and I'm like, okay, Rob was right. This is special. Yeah,
because the connection through Corvette extends way beyond the automobile.
Correct.
And that's what makes it so much fun. It really is. To events, special delivery moments, home base at the National Corvette Museum, and then the track across the street. I mean, I just want more people to experience that. And I want to continue to beat that drum and promote it and be that cheerleader for Corvette because I just think it's something so awesome. Life is, as I'm getting older, realizing, scared how short it really is. So it's like, you got to make every day count, man.
So, Rob,
yeah.
Memory time.
Oh,
memory
man.
lane.
I got so many. Your E-Ray delivery would definitely have to be one of them. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, because we made it a competition too after the delivery.
Yes, yeah,
and it was fun with the autocross and all that good stuff. Of course, we had the ringer there, the 6-time national champion.
You're right. Yeah. Yeah, there's something fishy.
And then he was cute. Oh, is this what you call autocross? I'm like, shut up, dude. It's like, he was really a cool guy.
He was.
No, yeah, that was probably the coolest. I just have so many memories with this car, and I can see why it's so easy for you to, have Corvette be a huge part of your life and kind of not say dedicate your life to Corvette, but a fair amount of your career is focused on the Corvette, and I can tell you, I think most people can tell you really do love the car.
Yes, I do. Thank you.
And I can finally kind of understand that having one. Before watching your videos, I'm like, man, this guy's crazy about this car. But
I've had people ask me that too. They're like, "Hey, man, I watched you for a couple of years, and I thought you were full of it." But I'm like, No, you actually really are.
Yep.
Yeah. It's for real. And I'm trying to use that enthusiasm as a way to promote it in different avenues.
Yeah, no, I mean, so for me, getting one, and I can finally understand where you're coming from. And maybe he's not that crazy after all,
A little bit.
just
Obsessed.
a little.
Well, I have a little crazy in me, yes.
But I mean, there's just been so many memories. Obviously, meeting you, watching your videos before, and then meeting you at your dealership in Ohio, seeing the office in person.
That was your first time meeting him.
Yeah,
That's right.
When
you guys came out and put stuff on my car.
Yeah,
right.
spent the whole day. I totally forgot that was your first time because I met you just prior to that at NCM for the E-Ray driving experience.
Right.
And then outside of meeting Rick, you met another YouTuber that I think it was last year that you've been watching. That was Eddie and Byron.
Yes, yeah.
So that was kind of neat, just sitting back. That was Bash.
Yeah. So I mean, I've just met like so many people that I've seen on the videos and stuff, and like meeting them and hanging out with them, and then like like you did, a lot of them are like, "Oh, I've watched your videos before," and I'm like, "You've watched my videos? Like you've seen?"
What's
me
funny
online?
though? You remember this, and I remember when Corey called me. I think I was out here and I did a video, and you and I were talking about the media aspect of this and how long my videos are and stuff like that. And Rob's telling me, because man, I can't put up a 20 to 30 minute video. Oh no, that's just too long. So the video I did, and I was here for whatever that first time was, I forget. And I think it was probably 27, 30 minutes long.
Yep.
You guys both were watching it together, stopped in the middle of it. Corey calls me, he goes, "Hey man, I got to let you know, we're watching your video right now." And I just went, wait a minute, we're 17 minutes in and it doesn't even feel like it was 17 minutes in. So he was trying to let you know that if you have good content conversation in the audience, they will sit and watch and listen.
Yep.
Look at this podcast.
Yep.
You never thought you'd be doing hour-long videos.
Nope, not a shot.
Welcome to the party.
We finally did it.
That's right.
Oh man, but no, I mean, I've had so many memories and stuff with this car, and it's been fantastic. And Rick has been a huge part of that, and yourself as
Thanks,
well.
man.
So
Appreciate that.
but I mean, I think that's what makes you so appealing as a not a car salesman, but a Corvette specialist. That you've sold one to everybody in all 50 states.
Oh yeah. Long time ago. It's pretty cool.
Everybody comes from around the globe to come see the Rick Corvette Conti. So I know you hate it when I say the man, the myth, the legend.
Corey, work on that for me, please.
But I mean, it truly is.
I wonder if that should be a T-shirt.
No,
Right?
it
Yeah,
should not
get
be a
it, get it.
T-shirt.
I
Yeah,
think
you'll sell
we'll-
one to him.
We'll have to.
No, I'll buy one. We'll sell two.
We'll get two of them.
Yeah,
see.
let's get with Joe. Joe Lamb, I know you're watching this.
Yeah.
We need, Corvette Conti, the man, the myth, the legend, and you'll at least have two sales. I'm an XL, he's a medium.
Yep.
No, don't look me in my eyes.
Don't listen to him.
Don't do it.
So, but on that man, the myth, the legend, that was something that, and you've met Jeremy, the owner of Paragon.
Yes.
I had knowledge of you within the Corvette community for a little bit on the early part of our business.
Sure.
And you were the only person able to make content that were actually kind of keeping us sane through COVID and the lack thereof cars.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, I've told you this story a few times, but there was one day early on in the company where I was doing all the phone calls, all the emails, and all the shipping. And I came in the morning and all of our wide angle mirrors and all of our key fobs were sold out. And this was on like a Wednesday. It must have been a Tech Tuesday video you did. But on a Wednesday, I came in, I'm like, okay, we didn't promote these. We are not running a sale on these. I didn't send a newsletter on these. I was like, why did all of our mirrors and key fobs sell out of the blue? And I'm like, all right, well, somebody must have posted something. So whatever. And a week later, one of my known clients had called me and he said, hey, when are you going to get mirrors and key fobs in? I said, I'll get them in about 15 to 30 days. And he was upset. He's like, well, how come you never told me about those? I was like, well, they've been out for a year and a half. Sorry you didn't know about them, but like, how did you find out about them? He's like, oh, I saw it on a Corvette Conti's YouTube, Tech Tuesday. And I was like, well, I didn't send Conti anything. I've been trying to get in contact with him for a while, but I haven't sent him anything. And I go up to the channel and you're working on Brad Doyle's car and you're sitting in the passenger seat of his red Mist C8 convertible and you bring up the key fob. You're like, oh, that's kind of cool. Red carbon fiber. That's kind of neat. Kind of complements the car. I wonder if they do blue. And I just released blue. And then you talked about his wide angle mirrors. Like, wow, this really lets you see blind spots. This is ridiculous. And you made mention, you're like, maybe I got to get a set of these. And I have never shipped something out so fast in my life. I got the blue wide angle mirrors and the blue key fob. This is before your Z51.
Yeah.
And I shipped it out next day air early. And I made a little box of all my business cards. And I printed off a picture of me sitting at my desk. And I had Rob take a picture and I print off and it's, I've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty, and I crossed off extended warranty and I put, potential business opportunity.
Yeah, because Michael, our mutual customer and friend, had been trying for the longest time. He says, hey, you need to call Paragon. And I just was so busy. It wasn't like I was blowing you off. I just was so busy. I don't have any help. But when I got your stuff in the mail, I was like all excited. It's like, oh my gosh.
Well, Michael bought you
those mirrors.
Michael bought you an exhaust.
I know. I sent it back.
I know. Thanks for that, by the way.
And he's like, don't do that. And I'm like, no, it's just like, this is too much. It was overwhelming to me. I was, $3,000-$4,000 exhaust. And it's nice that I have clients at that level that have the ability to do that. But I just thought, man, I can't accept this, It's like, and like, I think it was like a year and a half later, once, had great rapport with Michael. I said, boy, I really like getting an exhaust in my car. he goes, yeah, well, you had one, dummy, and you sent it back. I was like, okay, shut up. Yeah. So like, whatever.
So you get the mirrors, and I got your signed delivery, and it was at least a week, maybe 2, before I heard from you. And I was like, okay, well, whatever. So you called me back, and you call me acting like we've been buddies for years. Hey, Corey, how's it going? But I've seen you on the channel. I'm like, I've only been trying to reach you for 6 months. So, but we started a good conversation. And the first thing that stood out to me about you compared to about most content creators or people that approach us that do social media, whether that's Facebook, YouTube, Instagram.
I like that they refers to me as a content creator. I do like that.
Right,
I appreciate. I take this serious. I do appreciate that.
You're a content creator within the Corvette community. Yeah. You're the only content creator that is bringing the level of information about this car, and has been for X amount of years, over everybody.
I appreciate
so
that.
As a content creator, you come to me and I sent you the stuff for free because I'm like, well, you sold me out. You damn near earned it. And the first thing you said is, hey, I really like this. Thank you. How do I pay for it? And from a business side of things, we have to look into who we work with and who we don't work with.
Yeah.
And we get flooded with people that come to us, and some of them have 1,000 followers. Some of them have 10,000. Some have, 50, 60, 70, 80. It goes on up from there. And they almost expect free stuff. I would say 15 inquiries a week of people reaching out to saying, hey, I own a C8 and I have a content channel. Give me free stuff. And it's unfortunate. And that was something I took in for you, immediately being like, hey, I want to pay for this. It was like, all right, now I know really how Rick is as a person. He's not expecting anything at all. And anytime if I go to send you something, it's because I know, I'm like, hey, I think he's going to like it. And if he doesn't, be honest about it.
Sure.
But 2,
you would send me stuff and you would say, hey, I don't expect you to do anything. I don't expect you to fluff it on the channel. He goes, if you don't like it, let me know. He goes, I really want your feedback.
I need the honest feedback.
Yeah. You always told me that.
Our mutual clients need the honest feedback. And I don't ever expect anybody that gets stuff to just have to fake it. And as we talked earlier, be on stage about it. If you look at something like, the finish is kind of crap, be honest, be like, I like the part, but they could be better. Everything can be better. So that's just something, and I don't tell you enough, the fact that as a content creator within this industry, that you have every right to go to any company within the Corvette market to be like a lot of them and say, hey, this is my following. I want this. And to a sense, they would or should send it to you. I've never had that level of relationship with you, and I know you're not like that with anybody else. But too often than not, people refuse to put anything on their car unless it's free. And I've had plenty of people tell me or say in passing, be like, yeah, I like that part, but it's too expensive. But if I got it for free, I'd promote it. And that's not what we care for. That's not who any business really should be working with. Sure. You should not just try to work with somebody because they have a following and want free stuff. You want to be able to relate and connect to people that are attracting the audience.
It's just like my car sales. I'm always looking to build that relationship, and the stuff that I present on my channel to my customers. Like I said earlier, I've got a mature audience. They're very well to do. I want them to have trust in me and what I'm talking about. I've made mistakes in my car, and I own up to it. Yep. I want people to learn from that. Here, learn from my mistakes, but also learn from my successes. So you guys, as Corvette owners or would-be Corvette owners, have a good experience with your car, and you're getting it from a real guy. And the products that I have on my car, which most of my car is Paragon, but I love the stuff. People will ask me, hey, what do you really think of that? I go, I got to tell you something. If I didn't like it, it wouldn't be on my car. I wouldn't be talking about it. I've had a lot of people send stuff to me, and one guy I had to get a little rough with on the phone because he was just like, well, I sent you something for free. I didn't know who he was, and you haven't mentioned it on the channel. Well, and the product that he had sent was it was junk.
Yeah.
It just was. And then finally I said, hey, man, you want me to hit you between the eyes? I'm tell you,
Would you rather me not say something, or do you want me to be honest?
I'm going to send it back to you. Hey, thanks, appreciate it. I can't use this for my customers.
Yep.
If I don't feel good in it, then I'm not going to present it to the customers. Then you're going to lose that trust. Then they're saying, oh, Rick's a sellout. He's just he's mentioned anything he gets for free. That's what people think. It's like, no, that's not the case. It really isn't.
Yeah, because too often than not, as an overall whole, not even just in the automotive industry, but you see it on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, where people just promote what is sent to them. Mm-hmm. And the fact is that they're just getting a back-end paycheck or an affiliate link to get paid for it.
I've seen that. People go in and they'll buy a product and they'll make a video about the product that they're buying in this big ordeal and go through their big review. And then they'll make another video that they're returning the product. And it was strictly for content. There was no emotional tie to that. There was really no need for that product other than to make content.
Yep.
How can you get your audience to trust in anything you're saying when they can? And I'm hoping that most people can see through that, because I did.
And we had two content creators, both of which don't own the cars anymore. But one was a super low following creator, and the other one was a super high following creator. And I did a test because early on we weren't really working with anybody. We're like, we're going to build our own marketing. And we're going to make the demand on our own parts. We don't need somebody else to sell our part for us because we don't want to be affiliated to a sellout. As you say that, we're just sending everybody free stuff to get content out there.
Well, that's what people need to realize too. You guys are Paragon Performance, but a lot of what you do, I don't have any performance enhancements on my car other than rotors and brake pads. That would be considered performance enhancement. But everything else is dress. So I don't think people realize how much is available through you guys that is nice for your car. And it's great stuff, and I love it. And you'll sometimes represent other key products like the Corsa blackouts around the exhaust. I've had a couple of people that deliver, they're like, hey, where'd you get those? You get those from Paragon? I'm like, yeah, you're right. And I go, yeah, once you see that area and it's all silver, you'll never unsee it. And it won't be necessary, you're not going to see it on your car because you're driving, but when you're on some cruise, you're coming back from a dinner and you're behind the other guy in the C8 and you went, oh, that looks awful.
Didn't your dad make comment about that on your car?
See the silver around the exhaust?
Yeah, he was driving behind me one of the nights, and he's like, "No, that bright silver I see behind your car, is that those things you sell?"
Now, and I told Corey too, not to dog one of your products, but I mean, I know you sell it. You sell the stickers, and I said to Corey, I said, I don't like the stickers.
Yep.
Which is perfectly fine.
And I like the thicker Corsa one because it was number one, easier to install, and it actually had material, and it was padded, and actually did provide a heat shield, so it was really a win-win item for the car. Yeah, it's more money than the stickers, but look at the big picture and what that feature benefit is going to be.
And I didn't hold any judgment at all. And I love that you love the Corsa ones because we sell both. But the two content creators both one needed an exhaust because he got rear-ended. The other one just wanted it. And I went to Jeremy and was like, look, we don't really work with anybody. We've never done an exhaust free giveaway because we can't keep them in stock anyways. But I want to do a test because I've never worked with content creators. One has a very low following, one has a very high following. Sure. Let's give them both an exhaust. Let's give them a code that I think is 5% off for 60 days. And let's see what audience is what. Because you would assume that the one with the higher following is going to attract more people. Right. The one with the lesser following isn't.
Sure. Just numbers.
Both people got exhaust. The one with the highest following didn't sell a single one.
Oh, wow.
The one with the lowest following sold us out for a couple months. So that made me realize that just because you have a following count does not necessarily mean that you are targeting the audience in which we are related to.
Right.
And that goes across all boards, regardless if that's Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, whatever it is. A lot of the time, more often than not, and I would say you're a very rare case, a high following number, based on my experience, is going to be based on clickbait videos. Mm-hmm. It's going to be based, if you have a female content creator, is always going to have a higher natural following.
Hey, we're guys in cars, we dig chicks. That's right.
that is generally going to be a traditional trait. But people that are doing clickbait videos do not target the audience that we are targeting. And that's why, and we've been told, your guys' YouTube channel is not really that high. You're right. We only have I think 11,000 subs.
Hey, I think we hit 12.
I think we hit 12.
We hit 12.
So we've been in business for 5 years and we have 12,000 subs. That's because we're not doing clickbait. We're just giving knowledge. And that's something you're doing. You're giving knowledge.
And I'm doing, and I've tried to learn more about the YouTube stuff, and I'm doing it organically.
Yep.
where there's services out there that you can buy subscribers. And I don't want that.
Oh, you on Instagram and YouTube, so you can buy likes and stuff. And if you ever want to see if a post has a lot of let's call it views, you can buy views, because I've done this as a test to prove that you can. If you look at their view count, also look at their share count and their comment count, because views don't matter. Views do not sell like you think it is. It doesn't matter if you have 1,000 views or 1,000,000 views or 10 million views. Views in this particular industry for us do not sell product.
Right.
Comment, sharing,
engagements, right.
Sell product.
Yes, yep.
So you showed me one the other day. I think it had like 200,000 views.
Yeah.
And had 2 comments. Well, yeah, because he bought views.
Right.
That's all you did. You just bought the views. You're not, you're going to be able to tell your buddies, hey, look, my video went viral. No, it didn't. And then if you go into likes, just go down and scroll through their likes and say, oh, that's a fake account. That's a fake account. That's a fake account. And I've had that a lot on my individual post that I've collaborated with other manufacturers. I'm like, wow, that got 1,500 likes for whatever reason. Oh, they're all bots. They're all fake stuff. Not saying that manufacturer's buying the likes for it, but it's just associated with those.
They're just pushing it out there, hoping it sticks.
And it's unfortunate.
And I wish my numbers were, and the first thing you hear from the common folk is you have a YouTube channel. The first thing they say, how many subscribers you have?
All the time.
It's like, damn, just to me, I just want to get to 100,000, naturally, not bought. But I've learned, because I never really looked at my back end tools. I've had people look at my back end tools like, oh, Rick, you have a huge watch time. You have a mature audience. I mean, 55 to 65 and 65 plus, those 2 demographics are 71% of my audience.
Wow.
I'm not broadcasting to kids eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So this was that was, very striking to me. The watch time was, and just the engagements, the likes. My videos on an average will get 15, sometimes 20% of the views are likes. That's an engagement.
Correct.
Look at most of these
Everything.
videos and see how many likes there, and you'll see that and that's another YouTube algorithm that I don't really understand and don't really care. I want results. I want to connect with people, have good experiences, meet them at the shows, and ultimately I want to sell some cars. That's it. The rest of that stuff is all gibberish to me. I want it to be something, but really the only thing I want, and I don't think I've ever said this publicly, so now I'm out there on record, because it does, you guys got me, cornered, and I'm all psychological. What's your subscribers? I don't have enough. I just want 100K, and then that's it. No, but I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing.
And it's good to have that self goal. And, I've got plenty of self goals for myself. And if you want to put a number, you put your mind to it, but as long as you do it realistically and you do it honestly, and you're not just trying to chase it.
And each video is getting reactions, it's getting comments, and I love how people on my channel will comment with other viewers. I mean, the conversation, it's just like it's
internal dialogue.
Oh, it's fantastic. I sit there and watch it. I got a lot of folks that they'll watch the videos. They can't wait for the comments. That's what they're waiting for.
Trust me, I know a few viewers. They're like, "Oh, this is great. Oh, that's great." I'm like,
that's fun.
You're commenting through the video and you have 6 comments. But for you, as a content creator, it's like, the more engagement you can get, the better.
Right.
Yep.
And Rob, you have your YouTube channel and everything. I'm sure you have a number in your head as far as what subscribers you want. But I'd like to say, as a whole, all 3 of us understand that the quality over quantity that we discussed earlier, that's what matters.
Well,
and that's where it showed with that content creator with the exhaust. It's like, you only had a couple thousand subs, but the amount of people that then message us, hey, I saw so-and-so's video. That was awesome. That's great. We never got a single comment on, oh, I saw the guy with the super high numbers video. Not a single one.
Well, that's like looking at YouTube as I'm trying to learn, and they talk about impressions.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll see some videos that get, like, for me, they get astronomical impressions, but I don't get a lot of click-through rate.
Okay.
And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Or was it, was it the topic, or was it the thumbnail? Just looking at, maybe it's just something they got exposed to, and it wasn't really their cup of tea. Maybe YouTube pushed it out there in an environment that really wasn't conducive to that subject, and that's why I didn't get a click through. But I still look at that, trying to learn from that, try to, dissect my own stuff, so I provide better content for the audience.
Okay. How long do you spend on like thumbnails and titles and stuff like that then?
Titles, sometimes I'll change in real time. I'll post and I'll change. I don't like it. I'll go back and change it like immediately.
Okay.
Sometimes in the first day, I'll change the title of the video, not change it entirely, but tweak it, 3-4 times in 24 hours. Thumbnails, I know they have a tool now on YouTube that you can upload multiple thumbnails.
Yeah, I was gonna say we use that quite frequently.
I haven't used it yet because I spent too
It's-
much time trying to get a thumbnail. Or if I'm short on time, then I get one, and then I don't have time to go back and create another one. But I'm learning the simplicity of a thumbnail is so important, and it's so hard sometimes. I'm even like this video. Look at all the subject. How do you make a thumbnail? We've talked about so much. How do you make a thumbnail on all this?
Yeah.
So it's like you want that thumbnail to be indicative of what the video's about, but it's hard to do that. So you gotta find the hook, and hopefully that they get immersed in the conversation and they stay.
The thumbnail's probably just gonna be your face like blown up over the
No, it'll be the picture of him sleeping in the chair from Caravan.
No.
Yes, throw that one up. Throw that up on the screen.
I forgot.
It'll
he
just
had
be
that
Corvette Podcast and Conti, and it'll be you in the chair.
That was a
Can you
great
just let an
photo.
old guy have a nap? I mean, jeez, oh, Pete, you guys. I just need a nap, and I'm good, all right? When it's showtime, I'm good. But when I need a nap, just let me sleep for my 20 minutes, okay?
That heat out there was not
That
playing
was
around.
bad.
Dude, that was horrible.
It was a hot
Dude, I sat in
day.
my car during the Caravan. I sat in my car, and somebody went in there and go, yep, he's in there sleeping.
Yeah, I mean, that was 110 on pavement with no fans
It was,
or no air movement.
Yeah, we
Dude,
were
it
in
was
those
all-
garages.
People were
yeah.
passing out and stuff. I was like, oh my God, dude, it was horrible.
That was an event.
How are we doing on time? What? We've talked for 46 minutes because there's not a lot of visuals to what we're doing. I mean, he does a nice job with the edits and stuff like that, but really, truly, this is more of a driving around listening and doing some housework or whatever and listening. I mean, that's tinkering around in the basement, that kind of thing, and then listen to the conversations. That's a good point.
Yeah, the podcast has definitely been a new experience for I think all of us here. Kind of learning curve there with it.
It allows us to try to connect with people. And I've had a few people that have texted us after, and a lot of the information, especially the first episode we did, was very outdated. We filmed it in January and we posted it on the end of March. So ZR1 conversation, all that, it was well outdated. So we're going to do better on.
Well, that's a problem with YouTube. It's so driven for right now.
Everybody
right now.
wants immediate stuff. They expect to be world's first. If I've
learned a long time ago, even more recent that I can't talk about, there's no value in
being the first.
Hell no.
Nope, you don't
If you
have
ain't
that.
first, you're last. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's
This time, that's quite all right. I'll sit on the sidelines and enjoy the show.
That's valid.
So-
Very fair.
And it's hard because you're busy at work, and then I look at the YouTube presence that I have in a very serious manner, and I want to get that out. Do I have the time to do it? How can I do a quick video, still be something decent, still be something relative for people to enjoy and watch and stay informed? But if I'm delivering 4, 5, 6 cars in a day, there's no time. And I usually go home, sleep for a couple hours, and I come back in the middle of the night, and I push hard to continue to do that second full-time job because I enjoy doing it. I think it's important to do it, and I'm trying to keep some relevance out there. But the problem is if you miss it at the time that's happening. We were talking about this today at lunch. There's guys that are putting, they have YouTube videos up and they've got other things going on in their career, but they still consider themselves a YouTuber, but you do one video a month. And then the video you're doing, it's like big, giant news. And it's like, that happened 6 weeks ago, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, so it's hard. So I really want to stay as current as I can, but boy, it's extremely difficult. Like when I get back, we had filmed some stuff today that's already aired. I'm going to get back at midnight. I got to go to work on Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to sleep on the plane. I'm going to go to the dealership. I'm going to start the edit for my Tech Tuesday. It's going to be a much longer Tech Tuesday. It's going to be more like this podcast, but it's great conversation with Corey and I.
Yeah.
And we cover just a multitude of subjects that I think, rather than breaking it up into 2 parts, just put it all in one video.
Yeah.
Like we were just saying before we went back on, just hit the play button and listen to the conversation, to the information, to the experiences. And that's what I want people to do. But, I'll do that and I'll be dog tired going in on Tuesday. And then I've got to work 12 to 14 hours on Tuesday.
I was just going to ask, you do a fantastic job with all the videos and,
I'm still
getting
learning,
one out
man.
every Tuesday and, Sundays.
Not
Coffee
every
with
Tuesday, but
Conti or-
most. We try.
Close, yeah.
Yeah.
But, what is the key? How do you balance that? Obviously being a car salesman and then this content creator, how do you balance
There's
that?
balance.
Yeah, he just answered it. You're right. There is no balance. Okay. It's like where are you going to dig down deep? And I'm that old school guy that I can't stand the mentality. And again, you're not the example. But it was like, oh well, it's 5:01 and I get off at 5 o'clock and I got to go home. Yeah. Oh, it's my lunch break. Oh, it's my day off.
I've not had a real day off. I can't remember. I mean, I'm off, today filming stuff with you guys, but this is work and promotion and on topic. But I haven't taken a real day off, and that's my fault. People watching will say, Rick, shame on you. You should really make time for yourself. You've got to make the most important thing the most important thing. And I would like to just decompress and sit and fish and stuff like that. But I'm just, without going into my background, but I'm a workaholic for a reason, and sometimes out of fear. And so I don't know how to stop. So I really, that could be, one of my problems, but I enjoy pushing myself to get better, to do more. And I'm still trying to do that at my age. So the balance is funny. I keep telling myself, you got to balance this, Rick, man. You got to balance. You're too damn tired. And it's hard. So I'm picking my own battles within my personal schedule. What I can do, what I can't do. For a little bit of a sacrifice, but also too for the result of the greater goal, because my job really is a way of life. And, in any type of sales capacity, media marketing, you're going to get residual effects from that. Well, somebody watching this and go, hey, that Rick guy sells cars. You know what? I'd like to buy a car from that guy. So then that makes this worth this today. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it may not be today he buys a car. Maybe it's a couple of years down the road. The guy cares about me as a customer. He cares about my experience. He knows how to order these cars, and he actually has an opinion that means something on an option. When I pick an option on a car, I pick an option for a reason, not because of price point. I ordered some 1LZ Z06s for stock because I couldn't get the freaking Highway from General Motors. Thank you very much. I'm so ticked off with that.
I got to throw that in there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me just tell you how I really feel. I order those stock, but I didn't order, people go, oh, you're going to order a 1LZ for price point. Yeah, you're going to order a 1LZ for price point, but are you going to put a couple of key things on so the car looks good? Because a good-looking car is what sells. Yep. Price is important, but the right options in the right car. So my 1LZs, I've got a couple coming in that have the new 10-spoke high-polished wheels. I did a couple with Stealth. I did all my one. Now I'm going to have some dealers watch right now. They're like, ooh, that's a good idea. I did all my 1LZs with navigation PDR.
Okay.
Because it's a good option.
Yeah, you're in a Z06. Yep. Why would you not have that option for that client? Yeah. You know what I mean? Little stuff like that. I upgraded the caliper so it has some pop, black exhaust tips, and some nice wheels. That's a good value. And grill guards on every single one.
There you go.
The stuff that the guys are going to want anyways. Hey, that's a really nice car. Boy, I really like to have a different color caliper. Wish it had a different wheel on it, Now it does. No. Now just a few little upgrades with not going $15,000 to $25,000, $40,000 more. That's very easy to do in Z06. You got a very nice car, all the essential stuff that you're going to want. The standard content is the best we've ever had. You're getting that, for little dress things, like you're getting the leather steering wheel that was only available on 3LZ. You don't get the carbon fiber steering wheel, but the leather, the center part is all leather, so it's not the rubber thing. So it's the little upscale things. You feel like you have something there. There's some substance to it. So yeah, I do think a lot about that stuff. No, I do that because I want to.
Agreed.
Yeah. Because I enjoy it. And I want people to appreciate that passion and that level of commitment. Not just work ethic, but just passion and commitment, I think, are very valuable.
I was just about to say, that's what makes it easy is, when you're passionate about it. It's you don't mind, like you said, staying late, working on, different projects.
If they tell me to go dig a ditch for 14 hours, I'm in trouble. You'll find me laying in that ditch. I'll be dead in 4.
I was just on a cruise vacation, and it was the last day we had, and then we went on sea, and we're on the beach. And I put in my AirPods and I had my laptop up and I'm just doing new products and I'm just relaxing. Because most of the time, every 5 minutes, somebody's coming up to me trying to sell me something. I'm like, I have my AirPods in my laptop. And my friends that were with me, hey, come out to the water, come have a drink. I'm like, I'm in a really calm environment. I'm not being bothered on the phone. I got a couple emails in. I'm just enjoying a drink on the lawn chair. And I had a lot of people, I post on social and they were judging me on it. And I was like, look, my company's not asking me to do this. They want me to go take a vacation. I'm choosing to do this because I want to.
Right.
Because it's a company that I appreciate working for and to help grow. And we have been through the years. And it's my choice to be doing that. Right. Now, Jeremy would tell me, hey, stop working, go take a vacation. And I always fight back at him. And I say, hey, when you were 31, did you take a vacation?
Oh, no, he didn't. He was building his company.
Yeah. You were building it up. So why would I stop now? Why would I choose the easy route to only work 40 hours a week or 35 hours a week or whatever? when this is my prime time. I have to go.
But
Rob,
see here, I'm twice your guys' age, and I'm still working like you.
I know. And I will work till
But
the
I
day-
do need to slow down a little bit. I really do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just life. Ricky is getting old.
I'll work till the day I die, and that's perfectly
Yeah.
my choice.
Yeah, me
I
too.
mean, Rob, you didn't get a Z06 being lazy at 25.
No,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
And some of my relaxation desires would be having more time to drive my car places. I never thought I would drive my car long distances. I drove to Houston and back with my son Ryan, and it's like, wow, let's go to California and back. That was cool.
So by now, hopefully his health would be better. But is he doing okay?
He's still struggling.
Okay.
Really, really bad concussion. Thanks for asking. And the docs are telling him he probably won't drive on track all year.
Really?
Yeah,
Hey,
he's in bad shape right
I'm
now.
sorry to hear
and
that. It could be worse.
and it bums me
but-
out. And it could be worse. And he's a hard nosed kid, just like his dad. You know, they told him don't play basketball till we look at you again, and he's all frustrated because he's very active. And I'm mad at him because he doesn't want to come to me with track events because I enjoy that camaraderie between he and I, where after the session, we'd sit in the car and look at the PDR footage.
Yep.
He'd say, oh, Dad, you screwed up that turn. Oh, you should have had more gas right there. Yeah, but, oh, yeah, you did good job on that. Da, 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 you know, and I feed off of that. And it's like, good, I go back out, you know, and I'd look at his footage. And now I don't have it. He doesn't want to go unless he's driving. So
Sure.
I want him to look past that and go, no, I still want to experience this with Dad. But, you know, that's one of the things I like to do to relax. Driving the car, you know, tracking the car. I'm just like you. I've not done it in years and probably will soon, is just sit for hours and just do some fishing. Just a little catch and release, enjoy the atmosphere, have some snacks, and I'm good, man. It takes me a while to actually settle down. So that probably, a few 4 hours won't help me, but it'll still be nice.
I hadn't done fishing in years, and last year Rob has a property that's right off the lake. Yeah, and he's like, "Hey, do you want to go fish?" I'm like, "Sure." And yeah, we went out and had a blast. Storm started rolling in. I'm like, "Hey, we might want to bring the boat in." But it was just kind of that little tiny moments. Like, I don't need a lot of it. I don't need a whole that week vacation I took. Drove me miserable because it was too long away. I'm good for about an afternoon.
Yeah.
Or I've always been, especially in this career, it's like I won't travel unless there's work that I can do with it.
Sure.
Because there's always a connection to be had.
This is an honor just that you guys asked me to be on your show. So
Always.
thank you.
No,
I love
we
the connection
appreciate
that we have. I really do love the products that are on my car. I appreciate all that support. I appreciate the support of the people that watch me.
Oh, sweet. Well, on behalf of, Paragon, myself, everyone,
Thanks,
and
guys.
the Corvette
Seriously.
community, we appreciate everything that you've done for the car and the community.
It means a
and,
lot, man. Thank you.
We appreciate you stopping by here today and taking some
Yeah,
time
I just
to hop
stopped
on
by.
the
I
podcast.
just stopped
Yeah,
by.
you're here for 5 hours.
You just
Just stop
happened to be in town. We appreciate it.
Sometimes you
So-
just got to hop on a plane and say, let's go.
Yep.
You know, Corey's like, what are we going to do? I said, we'll figure it out when we get there. And we had a blast here today. That's
No,
for sure.
we
Thank
appreciate you being on the podcast. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to let us know by liking and subscribing. Leave us a comment what you want to see next with some questions, and we'll see you guys in the very next podcast.
You are our first featured guest.
Yeah, look at that.
I wouldn't have.
Holy crap. That was awesome, man. Thanks.